Hey, welcome back to Tired Old Queen at the Movies. I am in the middle of rehearsing Macbeth, so this week I need something fun. Let's go see what Steve's got for us.
Johnny, ooh, boy, have I got something to show you.
Tired Old Queen at the Movies.
Johnny, it's spring. And what better than watching Joan Crawford? And I decided that we would do Humoresque. This was the last really great love story that Joan Crawford did, where she was really, really gorgeous. She had been at MGM and she had gone to Warner Brothers, and she waited a year before she did a movie, and fortunately she did Mildred Pierce and it won her the Academy Award.
Besides, I wanted to learn the business the best way possible.
Once she got the Oscar and she was feeling really good about herself, the next movie that she got, although it was more of a supporting part, was Humoresque. Barbara Stanwyck was originally supposed to do Humoresque and for some reason backed out of it. And Dane Clark was supposed to do Humoresque, but they got Garfield back. Garfield was shooting Postman Always Rings twice. They ended early. They got Garfield.
Then you think I'm terrific.
Johnny Garfield was the bad boy. He was adorable. He was the bad boy. And the first time that he ever met Joan Crawford, he walked up to her and he said, "So you're the big movie star, Joan Crawford?" She said, "Yes, Mr. Garfield." She held out her hand and he reached right over and he pinched her nipple. And she went, "Why, I think we're going to get along just fine."
It occurs to me, Mr. Boré, that you are very fresh. Well, that's exactly the quality that I like in your play.
Essentially, the story is this. Joan Crawford is a wealthy married woman. She's on her umpteenth husband, who's very devoted to her, but she can't see him for bug dust. She has all these affairs with all these men. She meets this classical violinist who she hires for a party and falls madly in love with him.
Get my glasses for me like a good boy, Teddy.
Mostly because he rejects her from the outset.
So that's Helen Wright, huh? They say she drinks like a fish.
Her biggest rival for his affection is his mother. His parents were a nice Jewish couple who scraped to get him violin lessons, and they see this wealthy woman who's going to be his patroness.
I like to help talent when I can.
Coming in and taking over, and those two women, his mother and this older woman, are vying for his attention.
What do you think, Mom?
She's a married woman. What do you think?
He didn't do all his own violin work. For years they asked him if he would play the violin. He didn't play the violin. They had this weird thing where he would hold the violin under his neck and somebody else would come up and they'd do the fingering and they'd play it, you know. And Oscar Levant saw this and said, "Would the five of you like to do a concert?" There were like 5 people trying to get him to play one thing. She can't compete with his career, and so she gets more and more. She's feeling more and more. She's a married woman and she gets crazy.
Don't forget your music, Paul. Don't ever forget your music. Oh, I hate music. I detest it.
Stop it.
And Garfield is just so... He was a method actor. It was great. She was doing her movie acting thing, and he really brought out a lot of good stuff in her because he was raw. He was really raw, and he was good looking. And their scenes just crackle.
I don't like angry people. Did you know that?
Evidently you don't think so much of me.
I love you, so I don't care what I think of you.
It's incredibly romantic. It's shot in the most sumptuous black and white. It's high melodrama.
I'd like to slap your face.
Why don't you try it?
It's quintessential glamorous Crawford. It's Warner Brothers at its best, and I really think you're going to love Joan Crawford, John Garfield, and Jean Negulesco's Humoresque.
Let's all go to the lobby.
He is a dedicated musician, and she just can't compete with... Well, she can't compete with me either. She's falling down. We're going to put her right... Stand up here, Joan, or walk in the water.
The popcorn can't be beat.